Hello, my name is John Wolfersberger. Today I would like to tell you about my book, The Many Faces of Love in Paintings and Poetry. And in order to do that, I need to go back into my childhood, actually into the childhood of my mother, as to how this book came about. My mother grew up on a farm in north central Kansas, and she graduated from a one-room schoolhouse. And I have a picture of her here, her graduation picture where she's holding her diploma. She announced to her parents that she wanted to go to college, and her father was not swift on that idea. So the long story short, she went to college at Emporia State Teachers College in Emporia, Kansas, and majored in English literature. She wanted to be a teacher. And while she was in college, she memorized many scores of poems from the 16th to the 19th century. And all of the famous poets, Keats and Longfellow and Tennyson and Shakespeare and on and on and on, Browning and so forth. So when she graduated, she began to teach school, and then she met my father. And in Kansas in those days, you couldn't be married and teach, so she had to quit teaching, and then they proceeded to have 4 children. What's she going to do with all of that poetry? Well, at bedtime, she recited poetry to us 4 children. And I got snippets of all of these great poets still in my head. Not that I memorized them, but they were embedded in me. So things like, how sweet the moonlight sleeps upon this bank. Here we sit and let the sound of music creep in our ears. Soft stillness in the night become the touches of sweet harmony. Shakespeare, in my head. I didn't memorize it. Mom never read poetry to us. She recited poetry to us. So that was the beginning of my love of poetry. That's the first thing. The second thing was, in the 7th grade, my parents gave me a semester of art lessons, and I learned to do watercolors and oils. A dear lady named Bertha Logan. And the main thing she did for me, other than teaching me how to use a brush, she wrote on my forehead the word artist and across my heart, in my chest. And I painted for a while, but then I got interested in other things. Like girls and courtship and marriage and family and career and all of these things. And I sort of forgot about art for a long time. But when I retired 18 years ago, I knew who I was, because artist was still written on my forehead and poetry was across my chest. And so that's how this book began. It's how it happened. And if it hadn't happened to me as a young child, it wouldn't have happened as an adult. This book is about the great experiment of love, its agony and its ecstasy, and also its humor. It's a wonderful book that you can read over and over again and not get tired of it, because it's about love. So I hope you'll check it out, tell your friends about it, and you have a good day. Bye-bye.